P. Savants. Who are they? Savant. Yeah. They got straight savants, idiot savants. All sorts of savants. Yeah. What does it mean? It's a society. I don't know. It is what it is, right? It's like, well. I play with my pee. So what is a savant? Savant. Does that mean to know? I suppose. Saber in Spanish means to know. What is savant? It means to know. To know things, right? Yeah. Of course. To know. Savantism. Right. It's like a special kind of... It's not labeled a disorder because it's positive, right? So if you can know a lot, you're not really called you're a failure. You're like, oh man, this guy's really smart. So you're not really called a failure. You're called a savant. I guess they could call you an idiot savant. You could be like Inspector Gadget. Oh, pretty brain. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm really smart, but I don't know what I am. Maybe it could be Inspector Gadget. Maybe you could be an idiot savant where you have no idea what you're doing, but somehow you still achieve great things. Right, so that's idiot savant. Idiot savant is a savant that has no idea what he or she is doing, but they still somehow accomplish something. Right, so that's idiot savant. Like, they're so smart, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Right, so they call that idiot savant. So... to be called an idiot savant is to be called a random savant. So it's not necessarily a good thing. So if somebody's like, hey, Bobby, you're an idiot savant. It's not necessarily a compliment. It means you don't know what the fuck you're doing, what the fuck is going on, but you're really intelligent, is what that means. I don't know if that really, actually, if I'm called a savant, that's fine. If I'm elevated in class, that's fine. But if somebody calls me an idiot savant, that means they imply that I'm a ridiculous person, that I have no idea what I'm doing, that I'm very creative, I'm very smart, but I have no idea what the purpose is. And that kind of, I guess that can get up your crawl, I suppose. Unless if you don't take it personally, it doesn't get up your crawl. But if it does, it gets up your crawl, right? So, yeah. Idiot savant, well, it's still kind of a compliment, even though idiot savant is a kind of a backhanded compliment, actually. So, it means you're like Inspector Gadget, you're an oblivious bitch, or whatever. Yeah. Do people like the rhymes and shit? Yeah. Do people like the hip-hop? The hip-hop music. Love it. No, I was in first grade or something. And then I started to get really into the English and really get into the text, naturally. Because I'm really good at reading and writing and English language and language in general. So I'm picking up shit. And my shit's going da 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 da. Like my literacy is going at 90 million miles an hour. And then you have that girl that's like, and yet I went to the street, day, day, day. And it sounds retarded. And I'm sitting there like, oh my good gosh. Right? So I'm spitting off the bars. I'm spitting off the fucking literature like boo, 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 boo. Like in first grade. Kindergarten, like da 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 da, and a lot of these kids are just like da, 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 da. I don't even understand my own fucking language. Yeah, how many Sallys did I have to sit through? You don't even want to know. In Baytown, Texas, it was like, oh, went down the street. I had to sit through that shit for like hours, guys. And then finally, they realized like my English comprehension and my reading and my literacy was like way higher than the other kids. So they pulled me out of class. Yeah, so then they pulled me and my mother out of class. We go to this Savant thing. So we go to the principal and the dean warden of the school. He's like, there's 12 levels of genius, smartness in Texas that we record, and I think your son is, at least operating in level 2, level 3. So we gotta make his classes harder. So that's what they did. Yeah. So they just made my classes harder. No, I wasn't level 12, but I was like level 2 or 3 at least. So they made my shit harder. My language class is a lot harder. So it wasn't just like I was like fucking laughing at all the fucking retarded, fucking illiterate kids and shit all the time. Look at all these fucking retarded illiterate kids. Ha 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 ha. Look at all these fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Look at all these illiterate bastards. No, so they kept increasing the difficulty of my shit. Until I was like, okay, this is difficult enough. This is fine. The last one I was dancing and laughing around, laughing at fucking retarded people, and now I'm like, okay, this is actually worth my time, I guess. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah. Well, they do this reading thing in first grade, right? Where they have you read English paragraphs. And so then they'll get every kid to read a paragraph of the book. And then so I'd read it just fine. Like, Johnny went to the mall and he had a ball, and then he had a crystal ball, and then he had a fall. And then the next person, it would be Jenny. It would usually be a girl. And she'd be like, and then I went down the street. It'd be like the most illiterate fucking shit I ever heard. Or maybe Bobby or Randy next, but it was like the most fucking illiterate shit. I was like, dude, how can you guys be English, learn ABCs, learn the English language, you still can't fucking read a fucking paragraph in English and recite it? I was like, what the fuck? Right? So, but I had to sit through this shit because I'm in public motherfucking education, which is shit. I had to sit through public motherfucking Texas education. Fuck that federal fucking Washington, D.C. fucking bullshit education. Public motherfucking education. So I had to just sit through the bullshit, even though I'm way smarter than this shit. Because it's fucking what we had to do. Fuck that shit. No wonder so many people send their kids to fucking private school. It's just public school is a fucking goddamn joke. What a fuck off. What a waste of time. No wonder rich people send their kids to private school. Look at this shit. Public education? Fuck that fucking shit. Fucking bullshit. What a fucking crock of shit. What a fucking big ass crock of motherfucking shit public education. What the fuck is this bullshit? It's a horse shit. What a fucking excuse. No wonder rich people send their kids to homeschool and private school. Look at this fucking just garbage, dude. Fucking public school. You go to public school if your fucking family is poor. It fucking sucks. And it still sucks. It's a piece of shit. It's a fucking federal fucking government fucking travesty. It's a public school. It's a fucking travesty of fucking hell. Fuck it. It is what it is. You know what it is. It's shit. You know what the fucking real truth is? If rich people wanted us to be educated, then they'd be no longer rich anymore. If rich people wanted poor people to be educated, then we already would have kicked their ass. Rich people never wanted poor people to be educated. Wake the fuck up, America. Wake the motherfucker up. Rich people, elites, never wanted Americans to be educated, have critical thinking skills. That never was the truth. They never wanted us to have power. Wake the fuck up, motherfuckers. You know the fucking deal. Just saying the truth. So all these people, they're like, I'm paying in the public education system. Your public education system for your daughter and your son. And you expect them in the public fucking education system that they're going to get a real education. That's going to be better than the Obamas and the Clintons and the Trumps and the fucking Gates and all the wealthy elites in this country. Do you think you're going to get the same education for your children that they're getting? Fucking hell no. What do you think kind of education they're getting in their prep schools and their fucking Harvard, Oxford, fucking elite schools, Yale, Cornell, right? Stanford. What kind of education are your children getting? Shit. Public, taxpayer funded bull ass. They're not getting a great education system. We're getting screwed. That's the truth. I get into Harvard. I went to Cornell. I went to Oxford. I went to Cambridge. Ooh, I'm so smart. Oh, look at my intelligence. Look at my degrees. I'm so intelligent. My body. Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. Look at me. I went to Harvard and Stanford and Yale. Oh, look, I'm so intelligent. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. Look at me. I'm so intelligent. Oh, look at me. I'm so wise. I went to elite fucking universities. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look at me. I'm so smart. I'm so fucking great. Oh, look at me. I'm so powerful. Fuck my dick, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Now what? I think you trust fund babies, you fucking Cambridge, Yale, fucking Harvard, fucking dick suckers. I hope that Satan has the first ring of hell set aside for you, fucking cocksuckers. That's what I hope. Fuckers. You wanted it all for you. And you wanted none for the rest of us. and we're supposed to be on your side. Go fucking suck a fucking dick fuck. Go fuck off. You wanted so much for the rest of us. You wanted it all for yourself, but not for us. Ouch. You know what? That pisses me off. You wanted so much for yourself that you didn't leave any for the rest of us. The Dark Knight Rises. Anne Hathaway, Catwoman. You wanted so much for yourself that you didn't leave anything for the rest of us. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's really great. That's really fucking great. Yeah. That's why I like you people. Yale, Cornell, Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, Stanford. That's why I love you guys. Because when society falls apart, we're going to eat you a fucking live. You fucking cunts that betrayed. You betrayed people. You betrayed the worker. You betrayed the proletariat. You betrayed America. You betrayed Christ. You betrayed everyone. And now look at you. Now you're going to die for your sins. Ouch. I guess it's going to hurt. It should. You betrayed Christ. You betrayed the proletariat. You betrayed America. You betrayed American workers. You betrayed everyone. And you think you're going to get off scot-free. Do the Yale, do the Cambridge, do the Harvard, do they think they're going to get away with fucking Americans fucking us in the ass? Do you think you're going to get away with hurting us with no fucking pain upon yourself or your family? Ow. Well, I don't think that's true. You enslaved us in debt, enslaved us in college debt, and worthless fucking debt. You enslaved us in wars that had no fucking end. You enslaved us in wars and debt that have no fucking end. You think you're going to control us? We're coming to kick your ass. You think you control. You enslaved us in debt with 20 years of war. And now you think you're our masters. Think a fucking game. We're your masters, motherfucker. And we're coming for you. You think you're our masters. You're not. You enslaved us in 20 years of war. Years of college debt. Thousands and millions of dollars. You think we're going to deal with that shit? Fuck you. We'll come up for your ass. No matter what. You think it's funny, man? You raped our future. You raped the human race future. You raped the fucking foundations of fucking education, economics, everything. And you stole it from us. The Clintons, Obamas, the fucking Barack Hussein, fucking fuck Obama. These motherfuckers think that they're going to steal all that shit from us. And there's no fucking pain coming back to them. Well, I got a message for Barack Hussein Obama and William Jefferson Clinton and William Gates, Bill Gates of hell of Microsoft Systems. You fucked with us for too fucking long. the workers will rise up and to fucking destroy you fucks. You aren't our masters anymore. We have no gods. We have no masters. We only have those that we destroy in our souls. Asshole. We shall destroy you. We shall rebel against you. We are coming, whether you like it or not. I love that you think that we are not coming. We are coming. I voted for Donald John Trump. I was just a small man. I'm not a rich guy. I'm not a powerful guy. I voted for Donald John Trump. Because if I vote for Donald John Trump, I become a powerful entity. An entity 77 million strong. I become nation of the United States of America. I become something more powerful than you could even fucking imagine. By one vote, by one decision, I become a powerful being. And what do you become? Shit? You become nothing in my decision-making process. I become a powerful being. I vote for Donald John Trump. Look how powerful I am. I work every day. I work for Donald Trump. And I work every day. And I vote for him. And I fucking work. I work. And guess what? It comes to fruition. I work. I work for God. I work for Jesus Christ. I work for Trump. I keep working. You know what? It works out because I keep working for it. Eventually, my small deeds as a small man pay off. I am just a small man in a wild world. I am just an old, small man. But I become powerful with ideas. I work every day for ideas. I work every day for people. I become so strong. So strong. I become so strong when I'm a man who focuses on his work. I become so strong. They may laugh at me. I'm just a man. I'm a weak man. They laugh at me. You're just a one man. You can't do anything. And the world might laugh at me. But I know better. I know the power of what one man could do. It's hard to be an individual. It's hard to be one man and fight against this world and its problems. I'm not saying it cannot be done, however. As weak as one man is, a man can be strong also. So I still believe in a man. Not just because I saw Philadelphia and Rocky and Sylvester Stallone. Not only because I saw Rocky and he worked his ass off to become the champion, but because I believe that every man could become a champion and God could bless us with championship. I believe that God could bless every man, every woman to a victorious championship, and that every man could be blessed no matter how much they felt the weight of the world. I think it could be so. Maybe I'm a dreamer, maybe I'm a fool, but I think it could be possible. So, I love Sylvester Stallone, Philadelphia Freedom, Elton John. I'm not going to give it up now. I'm not going to give it up now. Because I'm not going to. Because it's not worth giving up. I'm not giving up Sylvester Stallone. I'm not giving up Rocky. I'm not giving up the Freedom Stairs because I still believe in it. Because I believe in it, I'm not letting it go. Because I'm not letting it go, it still exists. It still has vibrancy. It still has power. I'm not letting Sylvester Stallone and Philadelphia and Rocky go because that's my inspiration in my life. That's inspiration in my heart, in my soul, in my brain. I can't let it go. And I won't let it go. And I never will. Because it's not worth letting it go. I love this man of hard work. I love this man since a child. I won't let him go. Never. That's Sylvester Stallone, Sly Stallone. Watched this movie since I was a kid. I'm not letting him go. I love that man. He inspired me in everything I've ever done. I won't let him go. No way. Man, that taught me is so strong. Yeah, life is tough, man. But he taught me to get through it. You know? Sylvester Stallone. Life is hard. Love the man. Forever. I'm a tough guy, but I'm not as tough as those guys. Yeah. So, I'm a tough guy, but I'm not as tough as those guys. That's a new level of tough. So I need to learn to toughen up. I'm not as tough as those dudes. At least, so tough. Yeah, go on. Right there. Excellent. Right there. Love you. You're beautiful. You're quite beautiful too. Love you too. Beautiful too. Just too. Two. Chill. What? Chill with that too? Okay. Don't bucket everything. Like a motorcycle, whatever. Doesn't matter too. Or a helicopter. Don't bucket everything, babe. Okay. Yours too. Your Shih Tzu. The ancient Chinese warriors. Ancient Chinese emperors had the Shih Tzu. Pekingese, Tibetan Lhasa. Always. Relax. Relax and discipline, my Shih Tzu. So excited. Read Shang Shu. Relax. Love you. Love you. Quite beautiful. Oh, I love you too. Oh, I love you too. Time for night too. I love you too. You're the craziest Shih Tzus I've ever seen. Oh, wow, what a wild Shih Tzu. All right. I love you, Shih Tzu. I love you. Good night, Shih Tzu. My love, man. Oh. Yeah. Out of war. Inside the rich book. Doom. Know thyself, 1,000 victories will be yours. Zhang Shu, ancient Chinese logic.
Sun Tzu and the Art of War. Chapter 1, Laying Plans. Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field. These are: 1. The moral law. 2. Heaven. 3. Earth. 4. The commander. 5. Method and discipline. The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. Earth comprises distances, great and small, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. These 5 heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison. In this wise, 1. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? 2. Which of the 2 generals has most ability? 3. With whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth? 4. On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? 5. Which army is stronger? 6. On which side are officers and men more highly trained? 7. In which army is there the greater constancy, both in reward and punishment? By means of these 7 considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. The general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel, nor acts upon it, will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. While heeding the profit of my counsel, avail yourselves also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules. Accordingly, as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united,
What?
Once weekly Manjaro.
The Art of War is a guide written by Sun Tzu, a master strategist and philosopher who walked the path of wisdom during China's warring states period. His teachings arose not merely from the need to triumph in battle, but from an understanding that true mastery lies in outmaneuvering conflict altogether. Sun Tzu was not merely a general, he was a student of human nature. Through his writings, Sun Tzu offered more than strategies for warfare. He revealed principles for navigating the complexities of life itself. The Art of War is not a book confined to soldiers and battlefields, but is applicable to all arenas of human endeavor. The lesson speaking to those who seek to overcome obstacles, achieve their goals, and live with purpose. These are the 21 principles of the Art of War.
Art of War.
Number 1. Know yourself and know your enemy.
Know yourself
You
and know
need
your...
not fear the result of 100 battles.
Know thyself and
Know
1,000
yourself
victories will be
is to
yours.
grasp the limits of your strength, the depth of your weaknesses, and the essence of your potential. Without this understanding, your plans falter, for you cannot act with the confidence or adapt to challenges. To know your enemy is to unveil their intentions, strengths, and vulnerabilities, ensuring their moves cannot surprise you. Balance both insights, and you hold the key to mastering every situation, for no battle is ever lost when both your heart and your opponents are laid bare. Number 2. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. The most elegant solutions avoid unnecessary confrontation. Winning a conflict without direct confrontation is the pinnacle of skill. Persuasion, strategy, and understanding often triumph where brute force fails. Seek resolution that spares energy, resources, and relationships. Number 3. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Every step forward creates a pathway for future growth. Taking action generates momentum, opening doors you never knew existed. Hesitation, on the other hand, allows opportunities to wither and vanish. Embrace action to cultivate a fertile ground for future success. Number 4. All warfare is based on deception. Life often requires presenting things differently than they appear, whether in negotiations or everyday challenges. Showing your hand too soon can lead to failure. Control the narrative and use strategy to stay one step ahead. Truth, when paired with discretion, is a powerful weapon. Number 5. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. When everything seems uncertain, the clever find hidden advantages. Moments of disruption create space for creativity and bold decisions. Fear blinds many, but clarity in chaos leads to breakthroughs. Stay calm and let chaos be the forge of your greatest achievements to come. Number 6. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. Picking your battles wisely ensures your strength is not wasted. Not every conflict deserves your time and energy, so discernment is essential. Wisdom lies in retreating when necessary and engaging only when it matters most. Reserve your strength for battles that truly define your path. Number 7. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected. The element of surprise is your ally. Keep your intentions flexible and unpredictable, avoiding patterns that can be anticipated. Strike where resistance is weakest and opportunity is greatest. Success often comes from going where others cannot follow. Number 8. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. Neglect wears down even the strongest foundation. Relationships, skills, and tools require constant care and attention to maintain their value. Without vigilance, strength fades and potential is squandered. Protect what matters to you through consistent effort. Train hard, and once you see your desired results, keep training. Number 9. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Life is ever changing, and what worked yesterday may fail tomorrow. Adapting to new circumstances ensures lasting success. Stubbornness leads to stagnation, but flexibility breeds innovation. Be ever willing to reinvent yourself and your methods. Number 10. A leader leads by example, not by force. True leadership inspires others through action, not coercion. People follow those who embody the qualities they admire. Demonstrate integrity, commitment, and vision, and others will naturally align with your purpose. Lead from the front and let your deeds speak louder than your words. Number 11. Engage people with what they expect. It is what they are able to discern and confirms their projections. It settles them into predictable patterns of response, occupying their minds while you wait for the extraordinary moment at which they cannot anticipate. Managing expectations allows you to navigate unseen. When you appear predictable, others lower their guard. Use this to conceal your deeper plans, achieving your goals without resistance. Mastery lies in maintaining control over perception and reality alike.
How to use your camera with Apple Intelligence.
It's good. I like that.
Let's say you spot a poster for a comedy show, but there are a lot of details to remember. Date, time.
Number 12. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. Quick actions without thought lead to costly mistakes. Success comes to those who weigh their options carefully and strike decisively. Deliberation is not hesitation, but preparation, ensuring every step has purpose. Patience is a hallmark of wise decision-making. Number 13. Those skilled in war bring the enemy to the field of battle and are not brought there by him. Controlling the environment ensures you hold the upper hand. Set the terms of engagement and dictate where and how challenges are faced. By choosing the battlefield, you gain a natural advantage. Never allow others to dictate the conditions of your success. Number 14. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom your real intent. Mystery is a powerful defense and offense. When others cannot predict your moves, they are left vulnerable. Confusion forces them into a reactive state, giving you control over the situation. Use this power wisely, crafting strategies that keep you ahead. Number 15. He who wishes to fight must first count the cost. Every decision has a price, and you must weigh it carefully. Rushing into action without assessing the consequences leads to regret. The cost of conflict is not just material, but emotional and relational. Only engage when you are certain the outcome justifies the expense. Number 16. When strong, appear weak. When weak, appear strong. Perceptions can be manipulated to your advantage. Feigning strength deters challengers, while feigning weakness lures overconfidence in opponents. Use appearances to misdirect and gain the upper hand. The truth is powerful when revealed at the right time. Number 17. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Great accomplishments require sacrifice and effort. You must be prepared to invest your time, energy, and focus to achieve success. Half-hearted attempts lead to mediocrity, but dedication leads to triumph. Commit fully, knowing the rewards are worth the struggle. Number 18. If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. Swift actions catch opportunities before they vanish. Hesitation allows others to gain the upper hand, while decisive moves secure your place. Acting with speed does not mean recklessness. It means being ready to act when the moment demands. In life, those who act quickly reap the greatest rewards. Number 19. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Even in victory, allow your adversaries a dignified exit. Forcing others into a corner creates unnecessary enemies and prolongs conflict. By showing grace and offering solutions, you solidify your position and avoid future hostilities. True strength lies in knowing when to show compassion. Number 20. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. Preparation builds potential, but action unleashes power. Gather your strength and focus your energy, but do not delay in striking when the moment comes. A plan without execution is merely an idea, but decisive action turns it into reality. Align preparation with timely decision-making for success. Number 21. The clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him. Maintaining control is the key to prevailing in any situation. Avoid being reactive to external pressures, and instead shape the outcome according to your goals. To lead is to dictate the terms, not to follow them. Steadfastness and clarity ensure you remain the master of your fate.
That's your bag, sir?
Who gave it away?
Oh, you the Geico Gecko! I filed a claim for my car with the Geico app. Only took 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, got it.
On the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him. Maintaining control is the key to prevailing in any situation. Avoid being reactive to external pressures, and instead shape the outcome according to your goals. To lead is to dictate the terms, not to follow them. Steadfastness and clarity ensure you remain the master of your fate.
Thank you. Basta. Wow. Yeah. Asian culture. Hong Kong. China. Like I don't know it, I suppose. Well, I don't know it thoroughly, but as a kid I did. Yeah. What a beauty it was. Yeah. Ni hao. Hong Kong. You know, I know who you are. The beauty of China. The beauty of Hong Kong. I'll never forget. You're my best friends. I'm not going to war with you. That's impossible. That's impossible. Oh. Growing up with Hong Kong, people in China, I'm never going to war with you. What is this? Nonsense. My love for you is, I can't express what it is, but it's true. Oh. I love you, Hong Kong. I love you, China. I don't want to go to war with you. It's impossible. I don't want that. Maybe I go to war against the Chinese Communist Party, but I'm not going to war against the Chinese people. I love them so much. They're what finer teachers. So, Hong Kong, the Chinese are my greatest teachers. Masters of discipline, masters of emotion. But the Chinese Communist Party are oppressive and they're destructive. I'll kill them. I love the Chinese people and the people of Hong Kong. I don't care. But you. My Chinese friends from Hong Kong, my freedom friends, well, I love you so much. Thank you for all your camaraderie in this hemisphere. Love you, baby. It's ridiculous. Going to war over what? Best friend's Chinese. So what are we going to war over? To get better. What are we going to war over? Check your head. What are we going to war over? Nothing. Nothing at all. What are we going to war for? Chinese. We're not going to war against the Chinese. We're not going to war. It's ridiculous. Love you. I love you, baby. Oh, I'm going to sleep out, dude. Yeah, hey. Hong Kong, Chinese, ni hao. Going to war. Silly, we're going to war. It's ridiculous, we're not going to war. Fine. I'm not going to war. Are you serious? Oh. We're not going to war. Y'all? Hello. We're not going to war. No. That's impossible. Yeah. What's that? Logic. Interesting. Chinese, Mandarin.
is easy. One worm. One smell. One kiss. One ask. Chinese is easy. One
Languages? Yeah.
The switch is back.
That's right, Anna and Cass are back in Freakier Friday. Only this time, it's a multi-generational crossover event of epic proportions.
But don't freak out. We're going to walk you through it swap by swap.
Oh, that's a relief. Before we get into the who swaps with who chaos, here's your rundown.
5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go.
Anna, now a fully functioning adult,
Why does anyone wear these?
has a daughter named Harper.
Harper! What? Make your choices.
And she's engaged to a man named Eric.
Follow Lang Focus on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. What should we do today? Today, let's talk about Chinese. No, let's talk about written Chinese. No, let's talk about classical Chinese. Or maybe standard Chinese. No, we're going to talk about various Chinese dialects. Okay, let's just talk about all of them. Hello everyone, welcome to the Lang Focus channel, and my name is Paul. Today we're going to talk about Chinese. But the big question is, what do I mean when I say Chinese? The word Chinese refers to Standard Chinese, which is based on Mandarin, but it also refers to a large group of languages and dialects spoken throughout China and indeed throughout the world. Chinese languages, also called Sinitic languages, are a subfamily of the Sino-Tibetan language family. Chinese is not a single language, but rather a number of related dialect groups which are united by a common written language, a common writing system. Some people consider them all Chinese dialects, but I'm going to refer to these dialect groups as distinct languages because in many cases they are unintelligible. All Chinese languages are tonal languages. The meaning of a word depends on the tone or the tones that you say it with. Shi, shi, shi. If you change the tone, the meaning of the word changes. There are more than 1.3 billion native speakers of Chinese, if we include all its varieties. Standard Chinese, generally referred to as Mandarin, is the official language of the People's Republic of China, the Republic of China, also known as Taiwan, or Chinese Taipei. And is one of the 4 official languages of Singapore. Chinese languages are also spoken in lots of diaspora communities throughout Asia, like in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand, and in different communities around the world. History. The Sinitic languages, or the Chinese languages, developed from Proto-Sino-Tibetan, which existed perhaps around 4000 BCE. The earliest written examples of Chinese are from around 1250 BCE. They were written using a form of Chinese called the Oracle Bone Script, which was carved onto turtle shells and animal bones, which were used for divination, like a kind of fortune-telling. A more recognizable form of Old Chinese developed during the Zhou dynasty between 1046 and 256 BCE. It can be found on bronze sculptures from that time period, as well as in some literature, like a classic of poetry. It's generally thought that during this early time period, Chinese had not yet developed tones. Those developed later in the transition to Middle Chinese. The form of written Chinese that developed between this period and the end of the Han Dynasty in the 3rd century CE is known as Classical Chinese or Literary Chinese. Classical Chinese continued to be used as the formal written language until the beginning of the 20th century. Spoken Chinese continued to evolve into Middle Chinese.
中古汉语
Middle Chinese is the ancestor of almost all modern Chinese varieties. The exception is Min Chinese, which developed earlier, maybe during the Han period. Middle Chinese was not a single unified language, but consisted of a number of mutually intelligible dialects that began diverging in different directions around the 10th century CE. And you probably hear me say that every time I talk about a language family. Those local varieties of Chinese continued to develop in their own directions as distinct languages over the centuries, with a lot of local dialectal variation within each language. As I mentioned before, classical Chinese was being used as the formal written language, but during this time period, written vernacular Chinese also developed alongside it. Written vernacular Chinese refers to ways of writing Chinese that reflect the spoken language in its different varieties. These forms of Chinese were used for some informal writing. People were already writing in written vernacular Chinese during the Tang and Song dynasties, from the 7th to 13th century CE. Old Mandarin.
古官话
After the Northern Song dynasty and during the Jin and Yuan dynasties, a language recognizable as a form of Mandarin was spoken. This variety of Chinese is known as Old Mandarin. The Yuan dynasty was a period of Mongol control of China. The wars leading up to the Mongol conquest caused large-scale migration of Old Mandarin speakers to the south. This spread early Mandarin dialects to more areas and also had an influence on other emerging Chinese languages. Middle Mandarin. During the Ming and Qing dynasties, an official administrative language was created based on the Mandarin dialect of the capital Nanjing, with some features of other dialects as well. This was the first point at which the language became referred to as Mandarin,
官话
which means speech of officials. We now refer to this stage of the language as Middle Mandarin. In the late 19th century, towards the end of the Qing dynasty, the specific dialect of Beijing started to grow in importance and became the new high variety of Chinese, replacing the older high variety, which was based on a number of different dialects. At the beginning of the 20th century, a form of written vernacular Chinese based on a number of Mandarin dialects was introduced as the new official written language instead of classical Chinese. But it was later decided that the new official language should be based specifically on the Beijing dialect. This new standard language was called
普通话
which means common language, or
国语
which means national language. People often refer to this standard language as Mandarin because it's based on the Mandarin dialect of Beijing. But to be precise, the word Mandarin refers to a range of northern dialects. Standard Chinese, or Mandarin, now fulfills the role that classical Chinese used to fulfill as the official written language that's used by speakers of all varieties of Chinese for most purposes. But written vernacular languages still do exist and are used for some informal situations. So how many varieties of Chinese are there? Well, that depends on how you're counting and categorizing them, but it's often said that there are over 200 distinct varieties of Chinese, which comprise around 13 distinct dialect groups. The local dialects within each of these groups are often intelligible, so it's reasonable to consider these groups as languages. At least I think so. Out of these 13 groups of dialects, there are 7 that are generally considered major. These are Mandarin,
官话
Yue,
粤语
Shang,
先
Min,
把
Gan,
港语
Wu,
母语
and Hakka.
客家话。
T-Mobile's Guide to Moving Day. Step 1, get T-Mobile 5G home internet with 2-day free shipping. Step 2, get online in 15 minutes. Step 3, unpack, maybe tomorrow. Make your house a home on day 1.
The writing system. Chinese is written in Chinese characters, or
汉字
Hanzi are
Hanzi.
logographed single characters that represent entire words or entire units of meaning. For example, this character means China, and this character means character, as in a written character. And together they mean Chinese character, or Hanzi, the kind we're
Hanzi.
talking about. These characters need to be learned one by one, because just knowing the pronunciation of a word doesn't give you any indication of how to write it. Speakers of all varieties of Chinese typically write in Standard Chinese or Mandarin, even though their spoken language is different. When they're reading Standard Chinese out loud, they'll probably pronounce each character the way it's pronounced in their local variety of Chinese. This has led to the common misconception that all Chinese languages are exactly the same except for their pronunciation. The fact is, Chinese languages often differ in grammar and vocabulary as well as pronunciation. The various forms of written vernacular Chinese that developed alongside classical Chinese still exist today, alongside Standard Chinese. They're only used in some limited situations, but Cantonese in particular is fairly widely used from what I understand. Most of the characters used are the same, but they'll be pronounced differently, and some different characters might be used to represent the different vocabulary, and the order of the characters might be different to represent the different syntax. Pronunciation. As previously mentioned, Chinese languages are tonal. That means that tones are one part of the pronunciation that can change the meaning of a word. The same written word can be pronounced very differently in different Chinese languages. This is the word for telephone. First in Mandarin,
电话
next in
电话
Cantonese,
電話
You
In
walk.
Shanghainese,
屌
and in Hakka.
You walk.
發
Let me explain a little further. Mandarin has 4 main tones, plus 1 neutral tone. The tones are, number 1, a high flat tone, 2, a rising tone, 3, a falling rising tone, 4, a falling tone, and 5, the neutral tone, meaning that syllable is not distinguished by tone at all.
媽馬麻
Ma,
媽
ma, ma,
Now,
ma.
Cantonese has 6 tones. The 6 Cantonese tones are, number 1, a high flat tone, 2, a mid rising tone, 3, a mid flat tone, 4, a low falling tone, 5, a low rising tone, and 6, a low flat tone.
C C C C C C
Shanghainese has a different type of tone system entirely. It's more of a pitch accent system like Japanese. There are really only 2 tones, high and low, and the tone of the first syllable determines the tone pattern of the following syllables.
屌
Here the first syllable has a low tone, which depends on the character. That makes the second syllable high, and it doesn't matter what character it is. Tone is only connected to meaning in the first syllable. Word order. There are both similarities and differences in the word order of Chinese languages. Mandarin is generally SVO, though it's SOV in some structures, and Cantonese is also SVO, more so than Mandarin. Shanghainese and other Wu dialects are both SVO and SOV. So in Mandarin we have,
我喝果汁
which means I drink juice. Here's the subject, verb, and object. And in Cantonese,
我飲果汁
again, subject, verb, object. And now in Shanghainese.
烏切古質
In these examples, it turns out that the word order is the same. But notice that each language uses a different character for the verb to reflect different vocabulary. Let's look at another element of word order. Mandarin places an indirect object before the direct object. Cantonese places it after the direct object. Like in this sentence, which means, give me the book. In Mandarin,
給我本書
so word for word, it's give me book. And in Cantonese,
俾本書我
word for word, it's give book me. And if you imagine to in there, it's like give book to me. Also notice the character for give is different here. And in Shanghainese,
分分四
here the word order is like Mandarin, but notice the different word for give and the variant character for me. Another example difference. Mandarin, or Standard Chinese, places the adverb before the verb. This sentence means I'll go first. In Mandarin it's,
我先走
word for word it's I first go. But Cantonese places the adverb after the verb.
我走先
Word for word it's I go first. And in Shanghainese,
不吸饱它了
here the main word order is the same as Mandarin with the adverb before the verb. But notice the additional particles at the end, which are for exclamation but don't have any core meaning. Another example difference. Mandarin places the adjective after the noun, so the phrase meaning strong wind. In Mandarin, it's literally wind strong.
风好大
Cantonese places the adjective before the noun, so literally it's strong wind.
好大風
And in Shanghainese,
风老毒
here the adjective comes after the noun, just like in Mandarin. But notice that one of the 2 characters is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to this US Open office plan.
Miller just lobbed a message way over Jones's head using some technical jargon.
Let's see if they can use Grammarly to their advantage.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Lang Focus channel and my name is Paul. Today's topic is the Japanese language, or
日本語
as it's called in Japanese. Japanese has around 126 million native speakers, making it the 9th most spoken language in the world if we focus on native speakers alone. It's spoken mainly in the Northeast Asian nation of Japan, and also to a limited extent in some immigrant communities and amongst some elderly people living in Japan's former colonies like Korea and Taiwan. Japanese belongs to the Japonic language family, which also includes the endangered Yukyuan languages, Okinawa and the Amami Islands. But the early history of Japanese and its relationship to other languages is largely unknown. There are theories that the Japanese and Korean languages share a common ancestor, and there are theories that Japanese and Korean are part of a wider language family called the Altaic language family, which also includes the Turkic languages, Mongolian, and the Tungusic languages. But the Altaic language family and the connection between Japanese and Korean are theoretic. They're hotly debated and are not generally accepted. There are also theories that Japanese arose from contact between the language of the Yayoi people, who migrated from the Northeast Asian mainland into Japan 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, and the language or languages of the Jomon people, who were already living there.
Chinese.
But the nature of the languages that these two groups of people spoke is not clearly known. Japanese was not a written language in its early history during the Yayoi period, which leaves us very little evidence of what it was actually like during that time. In the 3rd century CE, the Yamato state in Japan established relations with China, and the next 600 years would be a period of heavy Chinese influence, during which the rulers and elite sought to emulate many aspects of Chinese culture. Written Chinese was probably introduced to Japan in the 4th century, and since Japanese had no written form, Classical Chinese became the first literary language used by the elite. Later, Chinese characters began being adapted to write Japanese. The earliest examples we have of Japanese writing are from the 8th century, and there are two forms, kanbun and manyogana. Kanbun was the writing of Japanese in classical Chinese style, using Chinese characters to represent the meaning of Japanese words. These texts were essentially Chinese, but were intended to be readable in Japanese. Manyogana was a way of writing Japanese entirely in Chinese characters, with most of the characters representing the phonetic sound of the underlying Japanese syllables. For example, the Japanese word for mountain, yama, was written using these two Chinese characters for their phonetic value, rather than using the Chinese character which means mountain, which is the character used today. And not only one Chinese character was used for each sound. Numerous different characters could be used to represent the same sound. For example, the syllable ka could be represented by any of the following characters. Writing Japanese characters phonetically using Chinese characters that had no connection to the meaning must have felt like a lot of unnecessary hard work. So, two systems of simplified phonetic characters developed from the Manyogana system in the 8th and 9th centuries in order to simplify the writing process. These two systems were hiragana and katakana. One of the main uses of these new kana systems was to annotate kanbun texts so that Japanese speakers could read these classical Chinese or Chinese-style texts as though they were Japanese. Chinese characters represented the meaning of the content words, while kana provided the pronunciation, as well as the grammatical elements and inflections that were not present in Chinese. Some diacritic marks also indicated how to change the word order when reading the text in Japanese. This method of annotating Chinese texts with kana was the precursor to the modern Japanese writing system. Through this process of trying to make the written Chinese language fit with the spoken Japanese language, a huge amount of Chinese vocabulary entered Japanese. Chinese characters were sometimes annotated to be pronounced with their Chinese pronunciation, known as onyomi, and sometimes pronounced as a native Japanese word with a similar meaning. These pronunciations are known as kunyomi. Such Chinese words have become an integral part of Japanese, comprising 60% of the total vocabulary, particularly in writing. During the late Middle Japanese period, from the year 1185 to 1600, Japanese continued to develop and moved closer towards modern Japanese, phonologically in particular. Towards the end of this time period, in the year 1543, the first Europeans visited Japan, and some European vocabulary entered Japanese through contact with traders and missionaries. This contact mostly came to a halt during the period of national isolation, from 1603 to 1853. During this time, contact with foreigners was strictly limited to a couple of specific places, like the Dutch trading post Dejima in Nagasaki. A significant number of Dutch loanwords did enter Japanese during this time period, some of them common everyday words, like from glas, from lamp, from coffee, from coke. These words are examples of loanwords aside from Chinese borrowings and compounds, normally loanwords from European languages, which are normally written in katakana. This period of isolation took place during the Edo period, during which the capital moved from Kansai to Edo. present-day Tokyo, and the Edo dialect became the standard variety of Japanese. After this period of isolation ended in 1853, interaction with the outside world greatly increased, and this affected the Japanese language as it entered the Meiji period. The number of gaidaigo began to increase.
Gaidaigo.
Even more than that, many new compound words were created from Chinese characters and pronounced using their Chinese pronunciation, the Onyomi pronunciation. These new compound words were created to represent new Western concepts as well as advanced academic vocabulary in the arts, sciences, math, and technology. These new words that were coined using Chinese characters are referred to as Wasei Kango, which means something like Japan-made Chinese words. Since the end of World War II, Japanese has adopted a large number of garaigo, in particular from English. Some of these represent everyday modern concepts like
コンピュータ